Everybody, welcome. My name is Andy Traub.
My name is Bob. Glad to have you guys here.
You probably know who this guy is. Look at that guy. It's Bob Lonick.
Right, yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Literally just a few minutes.
I see. Wait, is that C?
What's that?
C-E-E.
Oh, yeah, C-E-E.
From St. Louis.
And
I just moved from
C&D.
St. Louis
Oh, you did?
3 days ago. I'm new to Nashville, which is why I'm standing here by Andy. Andy's been in Nashville for 7 months, a year. How long?
7 months. Where did you pull 7 months from?
I don't know. I'm thinking about grants.
just
Grants. Anyway, how long have you been in Nashville?
I've been here for a little over a year, like a year and 2 weeks.
Second guess was right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been here 3 days. You used to live in St. Louis.
Yeah, we already got you got the right shirt, so you're good.
I do.
Well, yeah, you got to wear some patterns. I didn't dress for Nashville today.
Gotcha.
Hey, yeah, we are in the chat talking to folks about where they're from. So, thank you.
A couple Canadians. Saw an Alaskan.
Mm.
First guy in was from China, which is fun.
Yeah, awesome. We're going worldwide.
Yeah, I just love. I'll tell you
Isn't
what,
that
guys.
crazy?
Yeah, I'm just so intrigued and just amazed the time that we live in, where we can all connect all over the entire world.
Right.
Whereas, just 100 years ago, it might have taken, who knows, months
Absolutely.
to get in contact with somebody on the other side of the world, and now we can do it real time. It's just absolutely amazing to me.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Texas. I love Texas.
You do?
Yeah.
I've been at Dallas airport. Oh, I went to hang out with my sister once.
Yeah. I haven't spent a lot of time there, but I like it.
I think that's fear of Texas is the reason you say you like Texas. Because Texas,
okay.
if there's any state that was going to be its own country, that'd be
Yeah.
Texas.
I talked to a Texan buddy of mine, and he says no. He says, so maybe some Texans can chime in and let us know
say
about
that
secession,
because they're not going to admit that they're going to try to take over the world. Yeah. Well, we're going to get started.
Mexico, yes.
Hold on. That's all Spanish I know. I did take 3 years of Spanish, and I passed 2 of them. This is my favorite line, and we'll get started in just a minute. My favorite line from high school was Senora. I don't remember her last name, but she was my teacher, and it was my freshman year, and I knew I was going to fail, and I knew I was going to see her the next semester or whatever it was. And I said, "See you next año, Senora," which is year. Anyway, she's like, "See ya, Pepe." Because she knows she's going to see me again. Hey, we're going to get started here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, we're grateful that you're here. I'm going to switch to another screen here. And let's go to screen 2. And share. There we are. We'll just do a quick test on my controls here. That's why we test, people. That's why we test. Awesome. Bob, why don't you take it away?
Great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, everybody here, we are thrilled that you're here. I'm really excited. I have been using Evernote for, I don't remember exactly. I think it's about 5 years, maybe 6. How long has it been around, Andy?
You shouldn't start the webinar with a question I don't know the answer to.
It's been around a while. We'll leave it with that.
Google it.
But anyway.
I think Evernote's been, as a company, it's been around for 10 years or so.
Yeah.
It's just a guess.
Anyway, it's a really, really cool piece of software. And I've been using it all these years, and I feel like I've just kind of scratched the surface on what's available and what's possible with it.
You have.
And this is why I love Andy so much, because he knows it like the back of his hand. He really should be working for them. He just knows it so well, and he's taught me so many things about it already, and made me like, wow, I can't believe.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of wanted to bring him and do this whole thing and help teach you guys and myself. I'm going to learn a lot here too.
You are going to learn a lot.
Just about Evernote and some of these amazing, powerful things that you can do with it, and how you can use it to actually improve your finances, get control, things you can do to help you grow in your faith, and how you can get your life organized and simplify things. So it's just really powerful, really cool. And that's kind of why I wanted to pull this all together and bring Andy on, because he's the guru and knows this really, really well.
Right. But you've never done anything specifically like this where you've allowed someone full access to your community, right? I mean,
Nope, you are the first.
gulp.
You are the
And
first.
the reason I bring that up is how many years, let me ask you, buddy, how many years have you had Christian PF, which is now seedtime.com? How many years have you had that?
8 years. So we've
8
been
years.
doing it a long time.
Okay. So in 8 years, you built up this reciprocity, this tribe of people that trust you. And when you bring me on, it's a transfer of trust, right? So I understand that. I mean, it's essentially like babysitting, but it's not like my children, but it is kind of your child. It's your business, it's your community. And so I respect that. I'm honored by it. And my goal is to help you tonight, help you today, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, whether it's live or on the replay. I want to help you get control of your finances and grow in your faith today. And we're going to use Evernote to do that. Some of you may have heard of Evernote, you may have not, but that's okay. So you can chat with us in the live chat if you're watching live. If you're hearing a little ding every time someone does a chat message, there is a small icon below where you type in, and that's a little speaker, and you can mute that if you happen to be hearing that. But we have some members of my team in the chat, and hello from Egypt and from Ontario and from all over the world. We're so grateful that you're here. Again, whether you're watching live or via the replay, you can always reach out to me at digihowto.com and Bob's at seedtime.com, formerly christianpf.com. That switch is happening right now. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to introduce myself a little bit, but first I'm going to make a promise, which is that you will learn tips that will help you today. So you can take what you learn right now, and before you go to bed, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, you can go take this and learn practical things today. So who am I again? Well, let me introduce myself. I am the guy with sunglasses on his head. That is my wife, Sarah. Samuel is my 7-year-old. He's on my back there. Caroline's my 6-year-old, and that's Lucy in the background. She's usually pretty shy, so she's back there. She's a 3-year-old. That's my family and I down in downtown Franklin, which is a town that Bob lives in. I live just south of there in Spring Hill. Just a quick, my life in 20 seconds is that I have a background in youth ministry. I became a Christian through a ministry called Young Life. Interesting, Bob, I don't know if you knew this about me. A Catholic priest took me to Young Life Camp. Wow. So a Catholic priest took me to a very Protestant group. Met Jesus when I was 15, and was a volunteer, and then was on staff with that ministry for many years. I have a deep heart for it and love for it. And then I went to go work at a church for a while. I got engaged to the wrong person, and had to quit my job at the church. There was no like moral failure. I just needed to start over in my life because we broke off the engagement. So I went to Bed Bath & Beyond and I sold toasters. That's the toasters part of this. I have sold insurance. I am an author. I've published a few books, and now I'm a digital entrepreneur. So that's my story in 30 seconds using some fun keywords. And these are a few of the books I've written: Early Rise Experience and Early Rise Experience for Moms. And this is a view from my house down the street where we just moved from. Now we are in Spring Hill, Tennessee, which is right here. Bob and I are standing. You're laughing because you can see this. We're standing in the window in the top right-hand corner there. So that's us. This is not a live shot.
So if you happen to drive by,
right,
you will
if
see
you hit my
us
cul-de-sac,
in the fishbowl.
Right, you'll see us right there. Our neighbor was looking through our window earlier from across the street. So tonight we're going to help you get control of your finances and grow in your faith, and we're going to do that really, really specifically. All right. So we're going to talk about Evernote, and specifically we're going to talk about a tool that enables you to do the things that we promise, which is get control of your finances, grow in your faith. Now, the reason I want you to pay attention to this image, right? Start from your left, right? You've got a phone, right? And you've got a tablet, then you've got another phone, and you've got another tablet, and you've got a desktop, and you've got an Apple Watch. Evernote is a multi-device platform, and all these will sync together. And we're actually going to show them that. Kind of blew Bob's mind earlier. Yeah. We're going to show you how quickly it syncs and what it can do. So Evernote is a tool that I consider, it's a digital file cabinet. You remember file cabinets were like just beasts, right? They're just massive.
I moved one in this last move.
Did you move one?
And it was only 2 drawers, and it was really, really heavy.
Right. So I'm going to help you get rid of that with Evernote, okay? Because I don't want to help you move that stuff. So here's the basis of Evernote. This is how I want you to understand it. Evernote has notes. And in those notes, you can put text, audio, images, files. Examples of text, you could put a prayer list. And audio, you could read. I've done this before, Bob. I have read books to my children and recorded it in Evernote.
Oh,
And when I'm gone, they play it.
Yeah.
And that's sweet.
That's awesome.
Or if I just have an idea and I want to do an audio note. I've been at church and I was like, this song is the jam, right? And I'll hit record on Evernote and I'll record it. So I don't know if I'm breaking any laws when I do that, but sorry. Images. Obviously, when I go to Nashville Airport, and I'm going to teach you where to park there, by the way, is I take a picture of where I park. I just get out of my car and I take a picture of where I'm going to walk to get the shuttle. So I know exactly where my car is, that perspective. Files, you can put PowerPoint documents, you can put videos, all kinds of stuff. That makes up an individual note, okay? Now, in Evernote, you can tag notes. So the way I would tag Bob is my friend, so I could give him the tag friend. My point is, ideas have multiple labels. Bob is a friend, he is a father, he is a Christian, he is a business owner. Those are all tags. So imagine having a note that has sermon notes. And so you could have a note that says church, you could have a note that says grace, you could have a note that says blog post. Those are all tags for one note, right? They're different labels. Think of this as sticky notes, right? You could say, I'm going to put, instead of them all being in separate folders, you're going to say, I'm going to write different ideas about this topic. So I'll show you what that looks like a little bit later and it'll make some more sense. Then you take all these notes and you put them in notebooks, okay? Now, what we're going to do at the end, and this is total transparency here. At the end of our conversation, which will probably be about 30, maybe 40 minutes from here, is I'm going to tell you about Master Evernote, which is a program I made, a course that I made, and there's 3 levels that you can purchase. But here's my promise. My promise is that for the next 30 or 40 minutes, I'm going to add value to you. I'm going to teach you things to where you could go and never buy my course, right? And still improve your life. Things will be better and you will be more organized. Okay, you will learn to get better control over your finances and grow in your faith using Evernote. But I also want to show you that I know what I'm talking about, and that by making a small investment in yourself, you can get more organized, because there's people like Bob Loddick, who's a very smart guy, right?
Yes, I'm very, very smart.
No, Bob's a smart guy, right? In the chat, tell me if you think Bob is smart. Obviously, you think Bob is smart because you're here, right? But there's very smart people who've had Evernote a long time and they're not using it. And I would submit that I can teach you to save 2 hours a week of organizational time. That's 100 hours a year. That's 2.5 weeks. If you do a 40-hour work week, that's 2.5 weeks of vacation, essentially, from being disorganized, right? Yeah. So that's what Master Evernote is. I never want you to struggle with Evernote again. And so that's why I created the program. Now I'm going to show you for the next 30 minutes why you should consider getting the course, because I'm going to teach you a bunch of awesome stuff. All right, here we go. So the first thing I want to do when you download Evernote, right, and I'll give you a link at the end where you can download it and get a free month of the premium, okay, is you want to start to add your life.
Let me pause real quick.
Yeah.
So as far as the premium goes,
right,
I've been using Evernote free for the entire time. And,
right.
So it is so incredibly feature rich. So
absolutely. So let's pause real quick and let's go back up to this slide. And we'll talk about Evernote real quick. Evernote has a free version. I don't think it's called a pro, and then a premium. The Evernote program itself is free.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can go get it on your phone, your computer, your tablet, all those things. That's free. It has some extra features which you can pay for. There's 3 different levels. The highest level is like $50 a year. So you're talking $4 a month, right? So, or you can pay monthly and it's more. But what I am going to teach you is how to get the most out of Evernote, even if you use the free version, okay? And if you want to get the course, that is in addition to buying Evernote. This is a course about Evernote. But yes, I'm going to teach you about Evernote, which is a free software tool, multi-platform, right? In addition, we've got a course at the end if you're interested. All right. So, but Bob's has been a free user. I think well over 95% of their users are free users.
Yeah.
Still, which shows how powerful the free version is. So these are just a bunch of really practical tips. And I want you just to be selfish and think about yourself. How could this help you be organized in your life? How could it help you be more organized in your finances and grow in your faith? Well, here's some examples. How many times have you gone and you're going to go take notes and you scribble them somewhere and they never go anywhere? You never do anything with that.
Yeah.
Now it's good because writing's good and it helps you imprint things in your brain, yada yada. But you never can go find those notes again ever, right? And so you've got, in your Bible, maybe you've got the guilt of all these little notes, and you're like, one day I'll go back and look, and you never do, right? Or at work, you've got these notebooks, and you're like, I have no idea what's in those notebooks, right? Or you've got Word documents, and you're like, how in the world do I search these things? You don't. You just carry guilt, right? And lots of information. So I want you to start to add your life when you download Evernote. You can put in sermon notes, meeting notes, just general ideas. If you're a writer, if you are a mom and you have an idea for a vacation, if you're a dad and you're like, oh, I'm coaching my son's team and I want to have this idea about, the practice schedules, whatever it might be, that's the text. Audio, you could do interviews. I got interviewed today. Someone could have used Evernote for that. You can put in songs. Now, I would encourage you not to use it to steal music. But like I said, I actually use this to go, oh, what's that song? I want to record a snippet, and then I'll go back and find it later. And then I do use it to record sermons when I'm at church sometimes. Also, in a meeting, imagine this, Bob. You're at a meeting and you're taking notes. Imagine being able to record the audio at the same time in the same program.
Yeah.
Isn't that a cool idea?
That's great.
So you're recording the audio and you are writing notes in the same program. And the cool thing is you've got a timestamp. So if someone says something really important 25 minutes and 38 seconds into the thing, as you're taking notes, you can write 25:38. And then you're taking great notes in meetings, and you're like the best note keeper ever. Images, I take, like I said, I take pictures of receipts, my parking spot. There's other things you can put in there. I actually take pictures of my kids' art, my 7, 6, and 3-year-old. And it's archived forever. And I don't feel like a horrible parent when I throw away the art. I was hoping you'd laugh. Now I feel like a bad parent.
I was just thinking about something that I wanted to share, because maybe you'll share this, but this is one of the things I use Evernote for as far as kind of this goes. I began a journal, and sometimes I feel like typing, and sometimes I feel like just speaking. And so I created a tag called journal. And I'll just go in there and, write in my journal. And I don't do it nearly enough, which is maybe something Andy can help me with at some point. But I love it because I have a journal of things that I'm typing out. I have taken pictures of some of my old journals so that they go in there. And then I also do audio things as well with it.
Right. Yeah. And so let's imagine you've got this program and you're if you actually write on a journal, we'll get to this later, Bob, but if you actually do write on a piece of paper for your journaling, you can still add that to Evernote, and I'll show you how to do that. Oh, the last thing we talked about is files. You can put tax forms, PDFs. I have my kids' birth certificates, my car titles, all that stuff. If my house burns down, number one, I'm sad. Number two, I have insurance. And number three, I have Evernote, right?
Yeah.
Like it'll be okay because all those vital files are in Evernote, okay? So the thing I want you to understand is this is what the sort of dashboard of Evernote looks like. So on the left side, that number one, you've got sort of shortcuts, and you've got a link you can see there to notes, notebooks, and tags. That next column is all your notes. And so you can see you've got titles, and then you've got the time that it was updated. And then on the right side, you can see that's where you're going to write your information. A lot of people maybe listening in right now are thinking, hey, Andy, I'm not that techie, right? I'm not like this technological genius. I like Facebook, but I am not super comfortable with technology. I understand. And that's why if you continue listening and watching today, you're going to get more comfortable. You're going to realize that Evernote will help simplify your life. And I think the most powerful thing about Evernote, frankly, is that it becomes a digital file cabinet and you can search all of that stuff. So look at the screen right now. Find one word on the screen. Just find one word on the screen. Bob, what is the word that you were looking at on the screen?
Accounting.
Accounting. I could type in the word accounting and this note's going to pop up, right? Additionally, if the word accounting is in a PDF in my Evernote account, and I type the word accounting, it will search through my PDF document. It will find the word accounting. Bob, if you write a note from a meeting in your own handwriting and you write accounting and you take a picture of that note, it will find that note in Evernote. It's called optical character recognition.
Amazing.
This is the idea of, wow, I'm going to put all my stuff, right? Evernote's just like your brain, but it's smarter, right? Just like my brain, but it's smarter. At the top, you can see a shortcut to the search and such. So that's the Evernote view real quick. One thing I like to use Evernote for, and I did this before I moved here, is I use it to research houses. I saw a great lamp today at Costco. And so I've used it to research lamps, cars, right? Just came to mind because I was at Costco today and saw a great lamp. And it was a geeky lamp. right? It was like it had a USB port and it was all,
Yeah.
lots of buttons. The more buttons, the better. But that's another great reason you could use this. So you could research a purchase, or you could research, let's say you're a homeschool parent. You want to research different resources for your kids, right? Put it all in Evernote and you've got it in one place, right? You don't need 7,000 bookmarks for your browser, right?
Yeah.
I encourage you to add personal things. Like I said, I do pictures of my kids' artwork. I do journal. You could, if you wanted to write things, you could write a romance novel, which is, I want to do this. This is actually coming out for Bob. He's actually writing a romance novel. Why don't you tell us? I'm just kidding. Bob's not doing that. I did that totally just to give him a hard time. But I don't know. Bob, are you writing a book?
It's not a romance novel.
Not a romance novel. Okay, good. Well, my respect for you just went up big time. And someone had asked in the chat about, is the premium or the pro version worth it with Evernote? You just have to look at the features. But I'll give you a link at the end for you to get a free month of premium. You can try it out. Try it out free if you want those other versions. But I'm going to teach you a couple things in the next 20 minutes here that are premium features, and you might go, "Wow, that's worth it." I'm a premium user because I'm just an Evernote junkie, and I find that Evernote it's like candy. The more you eat of it, the more you want of it, and so the more you use it, the more you're going to like it. Here's an example of multiple tags. I want people to kind of get an understanding of this. Instead of like Microsoft Word, you've got things you've got to put in folders, right, Bob? You've got I've got this file I wrote, these notes, and they have to go in one folder. But what if they apply to different things, right? So with tags, you could have a note, and then you could add multiple tags. So DHT is Digi How To. Digital product is because this is for planning for a digital product. And Master Evernote is the name of the digital product. And so you can see you can begin to add multiple tags. So if you're a homeschooler, you could say one of your children's name, and you could say 6th grade, right? If you are a parent and you are taking a picture of your license in case you ever lose your license and you put it in there, you could put vital records or something like that as one of your tags. And when you search by tag, you're going to pull up all your vital records, right? It's just different ways of adding multiple labels to one thing. Now, here's a pretty cool thing, and we're going to do this right now, Bob. So we're going to switch off the screen. All right, grab a marker, okay, if you would. We're going to stop the screen share. All right, here we go. Can everybody see us okay? I think we're good. All right, so I want you to write right here. Yeah, right here. Okay. All right, I'm going to pick 3 words. All right, bunny. You have to write legibly.
I'm going to try.
Try it. Bunny. Hat. And booger. Now, I'm a father of 3 very young kids, and they love to say the word booger. So that's the first one that came to mind. Yeah, fix your E. That's where. Now I'm going to take my phone.
Don't want to mess up the thing.
I'm going to take my phone, and I'm going to take a picture of this in Evernote. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is open up my Evernote app here, right here. Okay. On my phone. This works for Android too. I'm going to hit Photos. So you've got my camera. Whoops. All right. So you've got your camera here. Here's Bob. There you go. And I'm going to take a picture of this right here. Get a little bit of a glare. It's okay. All right, there we go. So I took the picture. All right. And now I'm going to hit save. All right. I'm going to give it a title and call it Bob's Words.
What are you going to tag that?
Bob's Words.
Brilliance.
Yeah, I'll give it a tag. Brilliant. All right. Thank you for the autocorrect on the spelling. And now I'll go back. I'll make sure that that syncs. Now we're going to go over to my Evernote program on my desktop, and I'm going to hit this sync button at the top. Let me switch to my screen. Screen 2. So we're going to go over to my Evernote here, and I'm going to hit the sync button. Oh, do you see that, Bob?
I saw it.
Do you see that? Sometimes, do you ever watch like America's Got Talent? It kind of feels like that. I feel like we're doing like this, like a magic trick, but we're not. It's not magic. All right. So there's Bob's Words. All right, bunny, hat, and booger. That's a horrible. Oh, it's just a glare. I was like, your handwriting's horrible. Yeah. Right. Now, it takes a little while for this to use its OCR, which is optical character recognition, which is basically it sees the words.
Yeah.
Right. It sees the letters and will archive them. So it takes a while for it to do that. But eventually, we'll have to come back and do this. Eventually, when I type in the word bunny, it would find that. So think about all those notes you have. You could go back and take pictures of it.
Yeah.
And there's an app called Scannable that Evernote has. And imagine this. You can go ahead and just continue to take notes. Say, hey, Andy, I'm old school. That's fine. Continue to take notes the way you have and take pictures of them. And it'll automatically archive them into your Evernote.
All right. So how good is it at deciphering people with bad handwriting?
Pretty good, because I have bad handwriting. Pretty good. It is pretty good because it only has to get a couple letters correctly, right? Like if I type the word B, the letters BOO, it would start to look for the word booger.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, and you know, it helps me improve on my handwriting. So that's how you can take pictures of text. And again, that's optical character recognition. Think about this. If you write in the, and I do this, Bob, how many times do you write in the margin of a book? Right?
I take a lot of notes in books.
All right. So, and you can take a picture of that section of the book with your note.
Yeah.
Automatically throw it in Evernote.
I like that.
Okay. For research, meeting notes, funny billboards. I have done this. Right. And then I can go, oh, and it was about something about boogers. And so I'll type in the word and then it'll pull up because it'll search any image you have, whether it's handwriting or a picture of something with words.
Yeah.
So actually, I've seen people take pictures of their books, right? Their books, on their bookshelf,
Okay.
and then type the name of a book because they had so many books, they didn't know where to find their books. So they actually took a picture of it to go find it. It was like a way of,
man.
I know, fascinating. So we're gonna fly through a couple of these here. You can record audio and take great notes in a meeting. Imagine being in a meeting and just hitting that record button and then setting your phone down. And then on your computer, opening up another Evernote note or even the same note and start typing those text notes. Okay. That's another great example. You can add important documents. You can just scan them by using your camera. You can take inside the Evernote app. They have an app called the Scannable app, Bob. And literally you hover over it, it will frame it up, take the picture, just boom. I mean, I could take a picture every 3 or 4 seconds. It just goes boom.
So it just auto focuses.
Auto focuses, auto crops it. It's awesome. Awesome. I've done that with our with contracts that I want to get through, right?
So it's faster than a normal scanner.
Oh yeah. We're old enough.
Amazing.
We remember like scanners. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot faster.
That's
awesome. A lot faster. So if you have important documents, you can start to keep track of them that way. Okay. You can encrypt sensitive information. You can highlight sections of text. Right now it's just text. And then choose the option encrypt selected text. You can add a passphrase, and then you can give yourself a reminder, a password hint. And then let's say someone was somehow able to get in, you could actually hide that from them, or if you share an account with someone. Okay, but that's a really awesome way of encrypting information. I use it a lot to track receipts, especially when I travel, because then I put them all in one note, and the person who reimburses me, I just send her a link to that note.
That's great.
Super fast.
So simple.
Super fast. And this is an example of the Scannable app. And as you can see here, once you take a picture, which it automatically takes it and crops it, you can label it, which I labeled this one Taco Bell, and then you can mail it to someone. You could email it to someone. You could put it in Evernote. You could save it to your camera roll. You could message it to someone, or you can export it to another program.
What are the export options? Can you go to a PDF? Do you know?
Well, export as in export to a different program. So if you wanted to save it to Instagram, right? Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna look right now on mine, but basically that's the idea. It's going to export it to a separate app, where, you know, if it has an app that. But here's the other thing: once it's in Evernote, you could print it as a PDF.
Gotcha.
Very, very easily.
Okay.
Any note inside of Evernote you can print, and you can print it as a PDF. That's not a problem at all. Now, this is a pro and premium feature, but how many times have you got an email and you're like, I'm going to get back to that, right? Like half of your emails are like that.
Yeah.
But, or you're like, well, it would be good to save that. But where are you going to save it, right? Where are you going to save it? You're actually going to be able to get to it anywhere, anytime. In your inbox, and you have 8,000 messages. You can forward emails if you have Pro and Premium. It gives you a secret email address, and you forward that email, and it'll go right into your Evernote account. Okay. Now, here's a cool thing. Now, I said you could actually put these things in different notebooks or folders, as some people call them. You can also add tags. So if I got an email from you and it was, hey, here's our emergency contact information, or here's our kids' contact information, if, vital information, because, we live here locally. If you ever need to get hold of our parents, if something tragic should happen, here's some really important information. I go, well, this is really important information. I better save it. I would forward it to Evernote, and I would do a tag. You do the hashtag, and I would do hashtag vital information. What that would do is it would automatically tag that note vital information, right?
That's
and maybe I
awesome.
would do a hashtag Bob Loddick. And so you can automatically tag things by forwarding them via email. And then if you do forward an email that has an attachment, it'll be included. Again, if you're not super technological and you're a little overwhelmed right now, I understand, but just think about all of your digital assets, all of this information you're bombarded with day after day after day, having it be in one place, right? And that you can get to it really, really easily. That's one of the most powerful things, is the search capabilities of Evernote are just powerful. We'll do a couple more here. Anybody here have a Kindle, right?
Yes, I have 2 Kindles.
I have two, right? There's one over there and one over there. But when you highlight things, you can go to kindle.amazon.com if you didn't know, and you can see your highlights, right? Did you know that? You didn't know that. I wish you could see his face right now. He did not know. He did not know that. That was really? Look. Yeah, you can go there and you can copy you can just, drag and copy all of your highlights, and then you can paste them into Evernote, and they become searchable. Right?
Awesome.
It's phenomenal. That's another way. You can share notes with people. There's lots of different ways. You can copy a note link and send it to people. You can then paste that note link. They cannot edit it, and you can update it as necessary. So if you have support documentation or instructions, whatever you might want to send to someone, and they go, well, can you send that to me? Yeah, I'll send you this link. And then, you copy it, paste it, and they can't edit that information. They just get to view it, which is awesome. Someone had asked about using the mobile app a little bit earlier, and the advantage of being a paid subscriber, one of the advantages of Evernote, is that you can have offline access to your information. So basically this means that you can save stuff to your phone. So if you're not near an internet signal, it'll be saved to your phone. So it's not a data hog. And the other thing is you're not streaming video and such. You're just pulling down text and maybe occasionally audio. So even if you're not a paid subscriber and you don't have offline access, I don't consider it a huge data hog, right? But that's one of the reasons I'm a paid subscriber, because I want to be able to get to all my stuff all the time. You can tap in there and just start talking and dictate notes, which is great. You don't have to do any more pecking, any more tap, 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 right? So you can save an audio note, or you can just tap using Android or iPhone and start talking. It will dictate that note via text. So one other thing I want to show you is you can add text and graphics to PDFs. And I'm just going to show you a real quick example of this. So here we go. There's that bunny one. I'm going to go here and search for PDF. I think I've got. Yeah, so I just typed in the word PDF, and it has notes with PDFs, right? So here's my notes with PDF right here. All right. So let's do this one. So this is an ebook that I have, okay? And if I want to mark on this or any image, I can just click here, right? And see this up here on the top right-hand corner? It's annotate this note, right? So I can go over here, and if I wanted to take and make an arrow, see these are my options over here on the left. I can take an arrow and I can say, look at that. If I want to change the color of the arrow, I click there, click over to my left, I can make it blue. So the cool thing about this is if you say you want to do a highlighter, how many times have you read a PDF and you're like, that's nice, but it's locked in the PDF, right? And you can't write on it. Well, what if you could write on it and then you could go back and look later on? So I've got my highlighter picked out, and I can just go here and I can drag and highlight that.
That's so cool. And
then it's highlighted. Actually, that's the line. I need to pick the highlighter. Sorry. There's the highlighter. Sorry. That's better. I can still see the words, right? There's the pen and there's the highlighter. But again, you can do this on a tablet. You can do this on a phone, right? So imagine being able to interact with all your PDFs and such. So let's just pick a word here in the PDF here, marketers, right there. Okay, so let's close this and let's go up here and type in the word marketers. Right? And you can see right there, it highlighted the word marketers. It went and found it inside the PDF because it's archived. Let's see if it found your words yet. What was your other word? Bunny. There it is. We found Bob's bunny.
That's awesome.
There you go. I think the challenge with this, Bob, frankly, just to be really frank with folks, is the challenge is, how am I going to use this, Andy? How does this apply to me, Bob? That's up to you. But just, we want to equip you to sort of go, hey, I'm going to teach you how to use the axe. What you do with it, right, is up to you.
Yeah.
So it's these examples you might go, that doesn't apply to me. You have digital information and you want to keep better track of it. So I think this is the best program for it. And whether it's helping you grow in your finances or helping you grow in your faith, keep track of your finances or grow in your faith, get control of your finances, all those different areas of life. We use this for just so many different areas of life. It's unbelievable. If you are a writer, I think that Evernote's a great place for your ideas to be born, right? You can create a new notebook. You can create tags for different characters. You can make a different note for each chapter and start writing away. But it's a great, great, great way to start to build a book, even if it's a small, short book. You can create a presentation in just one click. Now, Bob loved this, so I'm going to switch over and show you this, Bob. Okay, so let's make a presentation. Let's go here. All right, let's do a new note here, Bob. Let's do a new note, right? And so this is the presentation on bunnies. Okay, and then presenter, Bob Loddick. Right? And then what color are bunnies? And then how many bunnies do bunnies have? And then how to find, how to reach Bob. Right. What's your email address, Bob? Your seed time?
It's Bob at Christian PF still.
Christian.
We'll be changing that.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here, this is what's cool, is you see this option right up here, Bob? See, I'm kind of hovering up here on the right.
Yep.
That's the presentation, right? So this is what this looks like. Now we have a presentation, right? But we have to add some breaks here. So check this out. If you go hover over here in the corner, right, and you see this kind of breakout thing, see these little dots, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to insert a break there. Insert a break there. It automatically centers it, right? Now that's not big enough.
This is amazing. I really can't believe it.
That's not big enough. So we're going to make our text bigger. And I don't like green. I want to do blue, right? And so this is our presentation on bunnies with our presenter, Bob Loddick. What color are bunnies? How many bunnies do bunnies have? And how to reach Bob. So we just made a presentation pretty quickly.
That's so cool.
Now, there's another trick where you can actually put in lines. Then you can convert those lines to breaks. So you go back and you don't have to actually click each one. Yeah. That's a tip in the course I show you. That's pretty cool. I hit escape. There's our note. I hit present. It remembers your breaks. Go back there. Yeah.
Love it.
There we go. All right. So let's go back here. We're almost done here. Create a presentation with one click. Save articles and pages. Let's just say you stumble upon a website like seedtime.com, which has a plethora of, anytime you can use the words a plethora, it's a good day. It has a plethora of great articles, but you want to save them to read later, and you want to archive them for later. You want your kids, you're going to do a homeschool lesson on personal finance, and you're going to use seedtime articles only as their resource. Okay, I just gave you a business idea. So, so you can add these little attachments to your browser, right? You see the one right there is a little elephant, and this other one's more of a light. Okay, and here's what that ends up doing if you click on it, and you're, let's say seedtime.com, and you're at a seedtime.com/Evernote, I think, or christianpf.com/Evernote was the post that I wrote for Bob. You can clip the article. You can do a simplified article. Or you can actually pull the full page. You can capture the whole page that you're looking at. You can just get the bookmark. You can do a screenshot. what notebook do you want to put it in? Do you want to add a tag? Do you want to add any remarks about it? And then over here on the options, this is the web clipper. One of the options is you can actually have it automatically tag. So if you say, listen, every time I go tag something, I know it's going to be a resource. So I'm going to tag it resource.
Yeah.
Right? Every time. And every time I want it to do the simplified article. So every time you click on that button, it's going to take the simplified view. It's going to tag it resource. You hit save. Boom. It goes to your Evernote.
That's cool.
Just like that.
And that is just a free
That's
Chrome
a free
plugin or something
Chrome
like
Firefox plugin called Web Clipper. Now, the other one they have, which I showed you, was the Clearly extension. If you look on the left, there's a subtle difference, right? Which is they take away everything else. They take away all the other images, all the other formatting, and you've got this really clear view, right? Which is awesome. Okay. That's the Clearly one. And that's actually better for desktop reading. If you read a lot of blogs and there's a lot of other stuff on the sides and such, you can click on that and it'll get rid of everything other than just the article. Okay. It's like a distraction-free writing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there's actually a keyboard shortcut for that. So you don't have to go click on it every time, which is pretty slick. You can set up quick notes. We have just a couple more here. Set up quick note shortcuts with a lot of your devices now, iOS and Android. They have these shortcuts to creating a new list. We use that for a grocery list, right? This is a big one. A lot of people use it for grocery lists, daily checks, checklists, prayer lists. They'll go here and they'll make a new list, and then they'll just go through and they'll click on stuff. But the cool thing is, if your spouse also has Evernote on their phone, then you could say, hey, I added it, and I took a picture of it for you, honey, so you get the right one. I'm speaking from experience here, Bob. Right? My wife sent me a list for Costco today, and she sent me to get 5 items. I asked her clarifying questions on 3 of them. Which kind of butter, which cucumbers, and where's the bed frame? I mean, and my point is, if you share an Evernote account with your spouse, you can actually use it to communicate. And a lot of people go, hey, I use text messages for that. I get it. But what if you just had one place? Right? It doesn't have to replace everything, but it can replace a lot of things. All right. So the last thing I want to show you is to create a table of contents note. And this is the last tip I'm going to show you. Listen, here's the problem. If you've got 30 of them, it's not that hard. But what if you have 3,000? I have 3,000 notes, Bob. 4,000 now. Okay. So let's just say we have, we're going to stick with the bunnies theme. Okay. So let's make a new note and we call this bunnies research. Okay. And let's make another note and we call this one bunny zoo idea. Okay. And then bunny zoo, have to have a store, gift shop. And then, of course, the bunny zoo tour. Okay. Now we've got all these different notes right here. So I'm going to highlight all of them. I just hit shift and I clicked on the top one and the bottom one. Right. And I'm going to make a table of contents note. One click. You ready? Actually, first, let's tag all these. Let's tag all these bunny. Okay. And this is the kind of stuff I teach in the course. All right. So we're going to tag them all bunny and Bob Loddick. All right. All right. We have those 2 tags and they're applied to all of these. Okay. Now I'm going to actually hit the sync button here. So it syncs. And then now it's all synced. You can see right there. Now I'm going to hit create table of contents note right here. And now I've got a brand new note and we can call this bunny table of contents. And this will allow me to jump to different notes.
Very cool.
Just
so
like
you
that.
Want it to do searching for each one of them.
It's a search for each one.
Gotcha.
So here's this is a different level, right? I can right click and copy the note link. Now watch this. We just created a table of contents note, but what if we do this? What if we paste this here, paste this here, paste this here? So what we're doing is we're creating a way to navigate between all of your notes. If you have a specific project, again, homeschool, financial records, whatever it might be, you can create a note that's got links to other notes inside of it, all inside of Evernote. This will work on your mobile, this will work on your tablet, work on your desktop, right? You can share notes with other people for projects. It allows you to navigate between different notes because sometimes you might get a lot of research. If you're researching college for someone, you're researching a house, right? You don't have to go flip through and rotate and all, scan through all these different notes, right? You can actually create your own little way to navigate through there.
That's very cool.
Yep. All right, let's go back over here. We are almost done. All right. So my question for you is, did this help? that's my fundamental question for you. Now I'm going to take a sip of water while you type in, did this help? And we are going to do some Q&A near the end here. So first question is, did this help? I want to know how it helped you. All right. And what I want to share with you next is about Master Evernote. And I'm going to hope and believe that we were helpful to you tonight, and that you believe that we might be able to help you never struggle with Evernote again, and it might help you live a more organized life. That's our goal. Okay. So in keeping with that, there's 3 options for Master Evernote. I'm going to give you a link for it in a moment here. The basic gives you the video library, a private user forum, and then there's a Facebook community where basically people just help each other out. This is how I'm using it. You can ask questions there. I'm very active in there. Those are different ways that you can use it. Okay. And here's the cool thing, Bob. The videos are like 2 or 3 minutes long. Mm-hmm. They're not 4 hours of stuff. They're very, very short, brief, to the point. Because listen, this is a lot of information. It can be overwhelming. It's a new tool. But I'm telling you that it will really change the way you process information. Okay. And it will become, I remember the first time I opened Microsoft Word and I was like, huh? Right?
Yeah.
And after like an hour, you're good to go. Right? Same thing with Evernote. Right? You figure it out. The difference is I'm going to hold your hand through it. The next is the pro version where you get the Facebook community. You can actually email me privately. And then we do 2 live coaching sessions, and that's for the pro version. And this is what the coaching sessions look like. I don't put the word you over your head, but actually we're in a meeting room with each other, right? We're helping each other. I'm coaching you. I'm doing a screen share. It's a private link to a private meeting. We can fit up to 100 people in these meetings. And so that's another option. The premium version has unlimited coaching sessions. So we're going to have 4. If you get the pro version, you get 2 of them. If you're the premium, you get up to 4 if you want to come to 4 different coaching sessions. And then you also get an additional mastermind conversation. So this is where I've interviewed Bob about a few topics, which we'll talk about in just a second. We'll talk about that in a second. But in addition to that, those interviews with Bob, you get an additional Evernote course. And that course is about project management. It's about if you are a project manager in any way, shape, or form, whether it's running your soccer team, right, or running something at work, or just running your household, it can really help you do project management. And that's actually $100. I sell it separately for $100, but you get it free with the premium level. And then that mastermind conversation is 2 different videos I do with Bob. We sit down and we talk about running an online business and then thriving at work and at home, right? And we don't mean that you just work at home, right? That's not what we mean by that. We mean that you thrive in work and at home, your family and your work thriving. How do you do that? You're here because you trust Bob Loddick, and I appreciate that. But a lot of us want to hear more from him. And so we have interviews, and it's about how you can run your online business, and then also how you can thrive and have that balance at work and home. Those are 2 separate videos that you get included if you get the premium membership. This is for pro and premium members if you order by Wednesday at midnight, you get that project management. And then if you are interested in this, learning more about it, go to digihowto.com/seedtime. Okay. digihowto.com/seedtime. And that's where you can find out all the details of this. So if you would just go to that URL, make sure it's working. Sometimes it gets a little overloaded. I'm going to jump over there actually. It's a new to time. And there we go. Yep. So this is what it's going to look like right there. All right. And this is where it's got the breakdown of some other people have already been to the course who it could help. If you're a speaker, a pastor, if you're a budgeteer. Is that a word?
I think you just made it one.
Yes. And then if you're interested in this, you can also just click if you're on the replay page, all right, if you're watching this, you can say, I'm ready to get control and grow right there. So this is available until next Wednesday. Those are the pricing levels and details. There is a 30-day guarantee that I give that you can use it for 30 days. And after 30 days, you're not interested or you weren't satisfied. No problem. No questions asked. Give your money back. Not an issue. I want to equip you to be really successful in all that you do with your digital data, with running your house, with running your business. That's why we made this. So if you're interested in that, you can just click on the button right below the video right here. It says, I'm ready to get control and grow, or at the bottom of the screen. So if you have any questions, there's a delay in the video. So we'll answer your questions as soon as we see them. But I want to open it up to Q&A at this time about the course, about Evernote, about Bob, about anything. We'll try to stay away from politics. So yeah, let's talk about this. So there's a differentiation that we need to make, okay, between Evernote as a product and then Master Evernote. So Evernote as a product is free. There's actually 3 versions of Evernote. It's a product that a company, I think they're in California, that they have made. It's a digital product, just like Microsoft Word is a digital product, okay? And then I have created a set of tutorials, a course called Master Evernote, and that is what's being offered here. You can get the Master Evernote course and then use the free version of Evernote, absolutely. But if you're really serious about taking control of your digital life and getting organized, then obviously this will allow you to do that. The way I use it to help control my finances as my faith is that, for instance, today I went shopping. There's something I wanted to get, and I knew that it wasn't in the budget. And so you know what I did, Bob? I took a picture of it and I tagged it want. So I have a notebook, or I have a tag for a bunch of notes called want. And if I hit an income goal, then I can go get that thing, right? So that's one of the ways I use Evernote to help me in my finances. Okay. Come tax time, it's so easy. I put all of my tax documents in one note and I send it to a lady in Minnesota. Boom. Right? Every new tax document I get, I just keep adding it to a note. So that's how it helps me in my finances. Right? Now in my faith, again, I use it at church all the time. I use it to jot down an idea I use Periscope a lot right now. Mm-hmm. And so I actually will jot down, I'm going to do a Periscope on what the boy who gave his lunch to Jesus teaches us about being entrepreneurs, right? And that's an idea that I'm going to teach on, right? And that will help grow my faith because I do some research and pull some Bible scripture in there, some John 6. So that is how I use Evernote to help me grow in my faith and my finances. How you use it is completely up to you, but I want to help you do that. Someone asked a question, is there any way to organize PowerPoints of music that are used for Sunday morning worship? I certainly think so. I mean, you can add a PowerPoint presentation to this, or you could turn it into a PDF, and then you can cycle through those within Evernote. It depends on what device you're using.
Well, as far as PowerPoint, I'm not sure if this is the question, if it's about putting the lyrics up on the wall.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then you could do the presentation mode.
Oh, absolutely.
Have, verse, and then next slide would be chorus. Verse,
yeah, you could not use PowerPoint. You could use this instead when it comes to simplicity. So absolutely. Are there any integration with budgeting tools or software? There's a lot of there's a, gosh, I don't remember the name of this. There's an app that allows you to take your all your receipts. It'll automatically add them in. I do that manually. There's actually an app, I think it's like $12 a year as a service. It will go into your bank accounts, into your credit cards. You have credit cards, your loyalty group. Well, it'll go to your power company, right? Your gas bill. It'll pull your monthly bills if they're electronic. It'll pull them into your Evernote. Like it'll go log into your accounts and pull those in. Yeah. Okay. So the answer to your question is there are probably, I'm going to say there's over 100 programs that actually work with Evernote, right? It's just a matter of how do you want to use them, right? So Evernote is a great place for you to hold on to information, right? That's the point of it. And Evernote is itself a free application. You can upgrade to the Pro or Premium version. Gives you some more features like that email, optical character recognition, offline access on your phone. The course that we're offering, there's a basic, Pro, and Premium version that will teach you more how to get more out of Evernote. It'll save you time because, frankly, Bob, I've never met anyone that said I know everything about Evernote. I use it to its max. They always think, I wish I could use it more, right?
Yeah.
Like you.
Absolutely.
Right? You can access Evernote online through evernote.com. And you can log into evernote.com if you wanted to. Their web interface is vastly improved. It used to be kind of ugly. And then obviously you can access it on your phone, on your desktop. It's going to save it for offline viewing. So if I was not on the internet right now, you would still be able to see all the exact same information that you can see right here, right? It's not dependent on the internet. So I do a lot of my writing in there, a lot of planning inside of Evernote. When I'm at an airport or on a plane, I actually use Evernote quite a bit. And then the next time you're around internet signal, boom, it connects. All right, let's see. How secure is Evernote? How private is it? That's a great question. And actually, if you go to seedtime.com/Evernote, I have a link to christianpf.com/Evernote. You can see a link to the security sort of promises of Evernote. Frankly, Evernote's in the business of keeping your sensitive data private. So they spend a lot of time and a lot of money keeping that information private. So I have a tremendous amount of trust in them. All right. So I think a photo library, you certainly can put photos in there. I don't know that it's the best interface. I'm not going to say Evernote's the best at everything. That would be dishonest. I think there's probably better programs for a photo library. I just don't think. I mean, I put photos, my kids' artwork in there because where else are you going to take pictures of your kids' artwork and store them, right? Because I can tag them by the name of my kid, which is pretty cool. So for photo libraries, Google Drive, Dropbox, those are other options.
This Life is one I'm loving right now. It's not free. I believe it's $5 or $10 a month, but it's pretty. It's
What's it called?
Amazing. This Life.
This Life.
It's
okay.
Shutterfly owns it.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Any other questions? Feel free to repeat them, as we'll definitely try to get to your questions. Any questions at all? We'll be happy to answer them. I'm going to stop and take a drink of water here. Awesome. All right. We'll just wait about 20 more seconds. Awesome. Couple things. How long does it take to set up initially, loading information so that it's useful? I think it's useful right away because it's going to start to archive your information right away. I think maybe a deeper question asked is how long before I feel comfortable using Evernote? And I think it probably takes an hour of using it to really kind of get your way around it. Because remember, I've created 35 plus videos and I'm adding more all the time. They're like 2 or 3 minutes each. So you could look through the whole thing in an hour and a half and you probably don't need to look at all of them. You can kind of just, pick the ones you want to pick. But, it doesn't take very long as long as you have a guide. Where people really get in trouble is they just download it and they're like, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know examples of how I would even use this. That's why we've taken, 40 minutes to really show you a ton of really different examples. And we focused on your faith and your finances because that's, that's Bob's community. So we know that you would be interested in that.
Well, and I would say that, though I've been using this for 5 or 6 years, part of my challenge is I've tried to do this on my own, and And not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm a very do-it-yourself type of person.
Right.
But had I taken your course at the beginning, I can't believe how much time I would have saved and how much more organized I would be at this point, because I'm still learning some of these things, and you're teaching me these things now that I wish I would have learned at the very, very beginning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, so if you're brand new to Evernote, this is the best time to learn this stuff because you're going to use it really well going forward.
Yeah.
If you haven't used Evernote in a long time and you think, wow, this could be really helpful, then it's going to be great for you as well.
Well, and so much of it is, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong, but so much of it is about developing the habit
Absolutely
of using it.
When I park my car at the airport, I get out Evernote.
Yeah.
Why would I do that? Because it's where I keep my parking information.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I going to write it on a ticket and keep the ticket for 7 days while I travel? No. Right? So, I have a buddy, and he had to have a guy drive him around for a half hour with his arm out the window, hitting his car thing, trying to make it honk. Right? It's systems. Yeah. Right? It's systems. That's what it's all about. It's about creating systems. Yeah, so great question. Someone asked, 8664 Anonymous said, if you want to upgrade after you're in it for a bit, if you get the basic and you want to upgrade to the pro or the premium, absolutely. In a 30-day window, you can upgrade from the basic to the pro or the pro to the premium. Again, you have 30 days to try it out. Like, you really can try it out for 30 days, and I'm not going to make you tell one of my kids you want a refund. I'm not going to manipulate you. Like, if you need a refund, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But you can just try it out. So Evernote is it's hardware agnostic or independent, I should say. That it doesn't care if you have a Mac, if you have a PC, if you have a Windows phone, if you have an Android phone, if you have an iPhone, it doesn't care. It will work on any and every device that you have. So let's see here. So you will learn things that you can use in the premium version, as well as definitely things you use in the free version. I think you'll find that you'll want to upgrade after a while. You'll want to upgrade Evernote after a while, I think, either to the pro or the premium. Not everyone, the pro ends up being $2 a month, right? And here's my advice to you is 2 hours of your time a week worth $2. Like, if you could give me $2 and I go, okay, I'm going to set the clock back 2 hours. You'd be like, all day long, buddy, how much more money can I give you? Right. Yeah. So it's really about saving your time. It's also about peace of mind. Bob, here's a little mystery. I'm not a very organized person. I'm not, except Evernote is. I just throw everything into Evernote. And so when I need it, I'm like, oh, what's that one word? You only need one word to go find it, which is awesome. All right, we were talking about your EIN number, right? I don't know what my EIN, employee identification number.
Tax ID.
All right, I don't care what it is. Evernote knows what it is. I don't have to know. Evernote knows. It's like all the stuff my wife knows. I don't need to know. I'll just ask my wife, right? I don't need to know. I just ask Evernote.
Yeah, and I would argue one of the reasons that I've used it for 5 or 6 years, I don't remember exactly which, is that it is the one place that I try to put things. And so by having one place, it makes it so much easier than having to try to remember, oh, did I put that in Google Docs, or was that in my email, or
Right. So if you try the Evernote product itself, the Evernote program, you can get the free, the pro, or the premium. And I'm going to put a link in the chat here, and you can get a free month of premium. Free Evernote. And there's also a video in there. And that's digihowto.com/free Evernote. If you go there, you can actually get a free month of premium. So consider this. You could get the course that I'm selling. You could get a free month of premium, and you can try them both out for 30 days. If you don't want them, you can ask for a refund, because Evernote's gonna, after 30 days of being free, you don't have to upgrade. So the plan here is to save you time. Your time is worth money. Your peace of mind is worth money. And so that is the premise of Master Evernote. So I want to thank all of you. If you came in late, meaning you're here and you're like, why are they ending? You might have messed up the time zones. So we want to just tell you that the replay will be available very, very shortly. And we're going to email that out. So we'll email out the replay to you. And we'll also email you some testimonials. We'll give you a preview of what it looks like inside the course. You're going to get a lot of emails from us in the next week or so, as this is only open for a week and then we close it. So, by all means, if you can't make a decision now, we understand that, but it's open for 1 week and then we're going to close it. Answer one or two more questions. Again, thank you so much for your time. We're honored that you've taken time to spend with us tonight. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, thanks. We really hope and believe this has been helpful to you, whether or not you get the course, but we sure hope you do. Someone asked, would Evernote be good for doing deals or real estate investing? I think absolutely. I know a lot of real estate agents who use Evernote because they want to have that offline access. I mean, one of the questions to ask is, what information do you need about real estate? You need images, you need documents, you need notes, you need where are you going to put that? Like, what other program could you put all that information in and have it accessible across all your devices?
Yeah.
Right? Evernote. It's really the only one, All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Let's do a little quick video goodbye, Bob. Come on, it'll be fun. And I want to thank everybody for taking time to, here you go, everybody. So thank you from Bob Loddick and myself. Thank you for taking some time to hang out with us tonight. It's been our honor and privilege. We really hope that this has been helpful for you. Go ahead and check out digihowto.com/seedtime to check out the Master Evernote course. And again, we'll be emailing you some about the course, about the replay, everything you might need, any questions you might have. And there's a real person on the other side of that email, so email me right back and I can answer your questions you might have. Bob, any final words for your community?
I don't. Have a wonderful evening. Get some good sleep, and we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. God bless. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you.
Bye.